Hello! Welcome to a new unexpected video on the YouTube channel. My name is Auz, but please call me Auz or Ozzy. I hope you all are having a fantastic day or night, depending on where you are. I'm your favorite Celestial Eldrazi, and with me I have one of my favorite moderators on both from my Discord and my Twitch, the fabulous Kitty. How are you doing tonight, Kitty?
Hello, thank you for the compliment. So I'm glad to be your favourite. That does not mean I'm working overtime.
Oh yeah, we are doing something different because we are. So if you have not known, of course, Super Mario Party Jamboree. That is the topic that we are talking about tonight. We are both very excited about Super Mario Party Jamboree. And we're gonna be talking about each of the modes that we saw from the overview trailer and all the stuff that we've been seeing so far that is literally coming out in like next month, basically. It's coming to soon to be like next month, and it's gonna be crazy. And we're here to answer the question, is this going to be the best Mario Party to topple all other Mario Parties? That is the ultimate question that we're strolling upon this topic video. So let's break it down and let's talk about everything. Of course, we gotta start with the original Mario Party mode, which is Mario Party. Of course, you know how Mario Party is. Roll the dice, get your coins, grab your stars, and everything. We got 7 maps, which are all actually seem to be connected when you are in the game, to kind of like its own little, they're all connected. All the maps are connected within each other. I love kind of like that aesthetic. I don't know if it's been in any other Mario Party-esque games. Who knows? But 7 maps is pretty good, especially since the most any Mario Party has gone is 8 maps. And 30 plus items, around 35, 36, I believe. And it's kind of looking like it's going to be, of course, if they're going to have very good minigames with both from past and new minigames, I think it's going to be a wild ride. 100%. What do you think, Kitty?
I think that it's definitely going to be the biggest. I think when it comes to the Mario Party, though, it all depends on how good the mini games are. I think that's what most people I personally look forward to the mini games most of all. So it's hit or miss, kind of neutral at the moment.
That I agree with you. When it comes to the mini games, they kind of go hand in hand with the board. So when you have a fantastic board, right, with different things you do, as we saw Mega Wiggler's Tree Party, right? It's just a simple board, right? You go around, simple like that, branching paths, and then you go to like the raceway, kind of reminiscent of like back in the carts in Mario Party 9, but also kind of Star Rush, if I remember, when it comes to the spaceship. So it's kind of like doing laps, I believe. It's having different objectives in each of the boards is going to be very fantastic. I'm glad that they're kind of, with certain maps, they kind of have their, I guess, their own objective when obtaining stars, Kitty? And having that uniqueness to each of the maps is going to be a very nice breath of fresh air. And, of course, if the minigames are going to be as stellar as we think they are going to be, I cannot wait. Over 110 basically 110 minigames. Come on, that's ranging from new to old. Probably there's gonna be some bullshit minigames, right? Like fucking free throw from Mario Party 4, but besides the point, I think you kind of also need those bullshit minigames to also love the actual game the game that it's in itself, if that makes sense. Like, you need to have both.
Is that balance between completely hating something just so that way you can appreciate the good things more?
Exactly. And yeah, it's the bullshit shit to make you love the better parts of the game, the better aspects of the game. Exactly. And nobody's really talked about this, but we saw a fucking Yoshi's Mountain race. I think it's either gonna be probably a cooperative game to get like Yoshi as an ally, or it might actually be its own minigame itself. I am not totally sure, but platforming minigames. We've seen platforming minigames in the past, such as with duels and stuff like that, but they're not really, we only see like one or two, you know? We don't, there's not very much platforming, but what do you think about platforming minigames coming back, Kitty? I think it's gonna be very good.
I'm personally definitely interested in them, just because it feels like something different instead of just the same sort of things. Just get to the end. It's. I think it's gonna be mixed opinions on people. Just depends on how people feel about their platforming skills.
Yeah, it's. I am gonna say, if you're not good at platforming, then Mario is not for you, because Mario. I'm just gonna literally put a Vine boom in the Discord right now, because all Mario. That was a late ass fucking Vine boom, but all the Mario games have platforming. If you're not playing Mario Brothers for the platforming, what are you here for? But anyways, can we get to the fucking allies? Like what we saw from the fucking mountain race, allies are gonna be fucking busted with how their abilities are gonna be handled. Because we only saw like Yoshi's and DK's abilities in there, right? We saw like other characters, but we only saw like two of like so many characters that can be allies. And especially with buying two items at once in the shop, and then buying 2 stars. That's already fucking crazy busted, but I'm glad they're toning it down, which makes it be like, oh, you have to actually, pay double the price of, so that we can buy both with the same, set price. And also what I've seen back in the game, in some gameplay, is that, if you get, say you get a hit, you hit a red, right? With your ally, right? You lose 6 coins because, you get hit first as yourself, and then your ally doubles it, basically. So there is some positive and negative when it comes to allies, which is very nice. I think compared to, Super Mario Party, I think they are way more busted than they were in, Super Mario Party, because in Super Mario Party, they actually, all he did was give you extra 1 or 2, moves, on the board, and have ally minigames, and that's it, But what do you think about the allies, Kitty?
I definitely think they're gonna be helpful. I mean, getting 2 items. The amount of times I have cried just because I do not have the item I need, it's definitely going to be helpful just to have a backup plan.
Mm-hmm.
But it could also be a curse at the same time, depending on what spaces you land on. Could it really hurt you in the end?
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. I think one of the problems with allies is that it's like, it's one of those things where it's like, it's same with like fucking 1v3 minigames, if that makes sense, that it's very hard to balance them. It's either going to be very overpowered or very underpowered, and it's just very hard. But I believe they've kind of found a solution where it's like, they're going to be fucking busted, but busted in certain aspects. Online play. Random matchmaking.
Oh gosh.
Oh my god. Random matchmaking. I expect this from the other modes, right? For when it comes to, the other modes we're going to talk about. But for Mario Party itself, it's the main mode. Playing with the randoms is gonna be insane. Oh my god.
Insane probably won't describe it. I think it's gonna drive us insane.
Yeah, it's gonna drive everyone insane, but that's gonna be a new series. Subscribe if you have not. But I think it's gonna be a lot of content farming. It's gonna be a lot of chaos, but that's what I strive for. That's what I strive for. But I don't know how the internet's gonna take it, but it's happening. So I'm very happy that, you know, Nintendo is like, yeah, we're gonna just do this right now. Because remember when Super Mario Party came out, Super Mario Party didn't have online. It only had online at, you know, kind of the ending, you know, right before Jamboree came out, right? Not Jamboree, right before Mario Party Superstars, my bad, came out. So having immediately online matchmaking and random matchmaking is a step up from what they've had from Superstars, if that makes sense. So
yeah, that does make
they now realize all the shit that's happened in Superstars, and they're like, yeah, we're gonna be like, you know, we're gonna make it better, and we're gonna have more options. And I guess that one of the options is random matchmaking, and we'll see how that goes. But mini games, I don't think we're really going to talk about much. We already kind of skimmed over it, but it's like there's going to be a lot of good mini games, both good and bad. And it's like it's going to also be the cooperative mini games. There's going to be a lot of aspects, and I'm very excited from what I'm seeing. If you guys are not seeing it but in my perspective, I am looking at the Japanese website and skimming through all the mini games, and it's going to be very fun. There's going to be plenty of mashing, rhythm, platforming, skill mini games, and everything. It's gonna be great. I'm very excited and stuff like that. Okay, we're now on to the side modes. Let's start off with Paratroopa Flight School. So this is gonna be a motion mode where you're literally flapping your wings like a paratroopa to either get coins, do a co-op for, you know, passengers and stuff, or collecting bitty buddies. Kind of like you know what kind of reminds me of, Kitty? It kind of reminds me of Wii Sports Resort the air sports, where you're the airplane and there's dogfights and shit. That's what it kind of reminds me of for this mode, if that makes sense. It's very similar. And I'm all down for it, right? It's a new style of side mode, right? And it probably has its own stages. Well, limited amount of stages, but we'll see. I'm quite pumped for Paratroopa Flight School. It does look promising for motion.
It definitely is. It gives its own unique touch. You don't really see a lot of. Do we really see any flying in Mario Party? I don't think so. So it's definitely unique.
Nothing. Yeah, nothing compared to what we see with that. No, not for like side modes or anything like that. The only other flying shit is either in mini games or they're just falling out of the sky. So, yeah, it's gonna be nice. Toad's Item Factory. This one is gonna be a fucking table turner for co-op, because 30 stages where each one controls its own little rotational or block or anything like that. That's gonna be Toad's Item Factory is gonna be crazy, because it's gonna be fucking hard to fucking cooperate as a 4 players, but they have a lot of content, so it's, you know, a lot to, you know, to get snack on, if that makes sense, for people who really like that cooperative mode.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun to see how that goes.
Next up, Rhythm Kitchen. We did see a little bit from the, you know, one of the mini games, but basically, I guess you're literally making like a 3-piece meal, where, you know, you're making the entree, the appetizer, and the dessert. with all rhythm-based mini games, and I think that's gonna be very. I'm a huge music fan. I'm a drummer, so I like kind of having the music portion in some of my favorite video games like this. So having it here, I think is gonna be very nice. But I think it's gonna be for a niche set of people who really like that shit. But
It definitely it does give a nice variety, so it's like something for everybody to enjoy. I do agree you really would have to be either really into rhythm games or quite experienced. Really have a good chance at that.
Then I think this is gonna be the most popular mode compared from the Mario Party, right? Coming from the Mario Party, the second most popular. Koopaathlon. Literally doing kind of like coin mini games, collecting coins, traveling through spaces, and then trying to survive Imposter Bowser's surviving mini games to be the to win the Koopaathlon for 5 laps. That is gonna be tight. This is for the competitive of the competitiveness. Yeah, if that makes sense. This is all like people who are like determined to be the best. Doesn't matter what. It's gonna be a competitive drive, like 10 out of 10 all the way. I'm excited for it. I love it. What do you think about that, Kitty? It's gonna be oh my god.
But that's definitely going to be the best side mode. I see that being the most popular.
Oh yeah, compared from the Mario Party itself, yeah. Oh boy, and it's gonna be it's 20 players, by the way, 20 players. You and 19 other people, which is crazy, because the most we've seen is, we've seen Mario Kart with 12, but that's like I'm counting like mainline games, not like Fortnite or any other games that came out right on the Switch that is not made from Nintendo, right? So it's one of the biggest when it comes to Nintendo and its matchmaking. So hopefully they can make proper servers for this, please. But
Please, this needs to be.
I'm pretty sure. I hope they know what they usually should know what they're doing by now. But Nintendo's all about that creativity and everything, and being unique from the whole console wars. And now, last but hopefully not least, right? Bowser's Kaboom Squad. I think it is going to, unfortunately, it is my sorrow opinion that I was gonna say this is gonna probably be the most fucking the weakest link out of this game, because it's all fucking co-op. From what we see, right? It's literally like remember the bosses in the story modes for the Mario Party, where it's like you have to do certain actions in order to beat the boss. This is kind of like what that is, but it's just not without the story mode, and you have to do it with 8 players online cooperatively. I think that's gonna be unfortunately that's gonna be the weakest, and I don't think that's all bad, but every game kind of has its moments or it's like its modes that's gonna be weak as fuck. And I think, unfortunately, that this mode is going to be the weakest.
Yeah, it's not a bad thing, but when it comes to Mario Party, it's just it doesn't really feel right to have much cooperation mode, just because usually it's more of a competitive game. Just kind of feels a bit out of place.
I don't know how we feel. I have Mario Party 10 now, by the way, so I can play the bosses in that game to see and there, because remember Mario Party 9 and 10 have boss rush and everything. So compared to, I gotta compare to that, right? It's like if this is gonna be, if even Mario Party 9 and 10 are gonna have better boss shit than this. Overall, do I think this is gonna be the best Mario Party ever? I would have to say yes. I think it's gonna topple a lot of I think it's gonna topple one of the best. Like everybody says Mario Party 3, right, is the best, one of the best Mario Parties, but I think it's because of its items, and it's but it's based on its main mode, if that makes sense. how good the main mode of Mario Party 3 was. But I think Super Mario Party Jamboree is trying to make not just the main mode better, right? But bring in side modes that is actually going to be looking to be very fun as well, to keep people, you know, playing and interested for a longer while. So I think Jamboree is trying to just topple every Mario Party of existence through top tier, mid tier, and low tier Mario Parties all together. So I'm quite excited. I'm quite excited.
It's definitely, there's going to be so much to do on it. You're going to be like playing it for a long time, trying to get through all the modes, trying to figure out all the mini games. It's definitely one of those you can play for a long time and would not get bored.
Exactly. I hope you guys like this little, I guess, breakdown, right, of what we saw from the trailer, but also our personal thoughts on each thing, you know, on what tidbits we've seen already. This is kind of something new, and I'm trying to push new stuff here. So if you guys like that, please subscribe, like and subscribe, and comment down below. Do you agree with our thoughts? If not, post your opinion in the comments, and we'll probably bash you on it. But anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed. Kitty, thank you for coming on to my little corner of the YouTube and the YouTube net, and giving your opinion to be shown in our community.
Thank you for having me. It's been fun.
Oh yeah. And guys, I hope you guys have a good one, and see you on the next one.